Hello everyone, so welcome to card number 2 for my Christmas card series. So starting off, I used Recollections Home for the Holidays. This is the last year's paper line, but I absolutely love it. So as far as my card, I am just taping it off using some sticky notes and using my grid to line it up properly. I'm using 2-inch increments to mark where I'm going to put my centers of my snow globes. Next, I'm using StazOn ink and an acetate sheet. I line up my block along with the grid so I get the perfect line. Then, as soon as I'm ready, I stamp it out in place. To get a crisper image, I leave my Stamp-O-Magic in place and I stamp out twice, re-inking each time. I did this 3 times altogether. Next, I'm using a blade and I'm cutting an X in each of the circles. Then I go back in with my scissors to get the fine detail cutting, being very careful so that I do not tear my paper. Once I'm done cutting, then I go in with my 100 black Copic marker and just get rid of all the white on the inside of each globe. Next, I take my Glitzy pack, taking the silver out. I stamp it 6 times with my StazOn and the All That Glitters snow globe. Being very careful, I use my Copic marker in I believe it's 29, and I just fill in all the bow areas on 3 of them. Be very careful because this will ruin your marker if you touch the StazOn. Next, I cut every single one out using my fine detailed scissor. Next, using my Tombow Mono Multi, I glue the bows onto each base. Once I've completed all my gluing, I stick it down to the base on the card. Next, I take my snowman and my Christmas tree, stamping it out with Versemark. I use my Glitzy, and then what I do is I take my reverse side of the snow globes that I cut out earlier, and I use that as my guide, taping it down to place. I use StazOn along with the All That Glitters and the other stamp set, and I just stamp out where I want my images to go. When I turn it back over, you'll notice that it will still be correct. I set my images off to the side, but I just want to make sure that they're dry, so I take a napkin and just lightly dust them to make sure that they're dry completely before I start coloring. All my Copics are going to be listed down below. After coloring my images, I fussy cut them out. Next, I take my Tombow multi and I go directly onto the paper and I glue each one down to place. Next, I'm taking my ATG gun and I'm going around all the openings of the card. This way I can put an acetate sheet down right on top. I just cut it down to size. I'm taking foam tape and I'm cutting it down to a smaller size. I'm going along all the openings and I'm going to make one big rectangle around the whole entire snow globes. I pre-made some glitter mixture. I used Martha Stewart Crystal and the Stickles Distress Glitter. I poured on one continuous line. Then I used the opening of the snow globes to line it up. I just push it down in place, that's it. Using my ATG, I just started to put all the layers together. Then I'm going to put it on the card base. The card base is just a shimmer stack from Recollections from this year. I found the whole entire stack for like $5. Perfect deal. So I'm just adhering everything on. For the sentiments, I use the Hero Art stamp. Then I use my VersaFine along with some of the Recollections Tinsel Gold Embossing Powder. I used it on a shimmer stack from Recollections, same one for my card base, and then I used my Spellbinders Ribbon Banners large die, and I just cut it out. I adhere it to the front of the card, making sure that it's even above the snow globes. For the inside of my card, I just use my leftover scraps from the outside. I just cut them down and make a little border on each side of the inside portion. For the inside sentiment, I used the same Hero Art stamp set. I just went ahead and did the same technique as the outside, except this time I just stamped it directly onto the paper. So this completes card number 2. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you like it. Don't forget to leave some comments down below because I enjoy reading them. I'm sorry I don't get back to all of them, but I do enjoy them. Thank you, everyone.